person by the obviously authentic channel. My name's Leah. That's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. So we're going to be talking about Married to Medicine. So we're going to go person by person and then wrap it all up at the end. I do want to highlight that I thought it was important that they showcase Dr. Simone, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Eugene, and Dr. Contessa, them being up at wee hours of the night, coming home or going to work after a long day at the office. I think it's important that they showcase, doctors' fears, because they're people too, and concerns, and seeing so much people pass. Also, the fact that practices, like people had to close their practices because people weren't coming out because of fear. Hospitals had to be shut down because they were either full to capacity or could not help or withstand how many people were being affected by such a disease. So I think it's very important that they showcase the doctor's fears of dealing with this this pansexual going on out here. This Panasonic panini. It's been a lot for a lot of people. I have two friends. One's in medical school. The other one is actually a doctor. And both of them have expressed to me about like their challenges dealing with this pandemic and having to figure out how to deal with seeing people lose their lives at such a young age or at an old age that normally if we weren't going through all of this wouldn't be happening. So I think it is very important that like they showcase like the real, like people's real concerns about this. So there wasn't that much with Simone other than we got to see her in the beginning but we'll see her at the end. Let's see, Dr. Heavenly. So there was a young lady who was actually out during the protest during the summer. Her name's Michelle. I think at the time, like when it was filming, she was 19. She actually was like filming someone being detained by the police, and a police officer punched her in the face and knocked out her tooth. So Dr. Heavenly was being tagged by other people because getting your teeth fixed is expensive, and she fixed the young lady's teeth. I don't know if she did it for free, but she might have did it at a discounted price. But I thought that was sweet. I think that like one thing I do like about Dr. Heavenly, even though she pushes my buttons, is that like you can tell that she cares a lot about her profession and her career as a dentist. Like she takes pride in her work, and I think that is very important. And I'm happy that she wanted to help this young lady. And I agree with her. Like I was not going to the protest. Like I said, people lost their eyes. People got killed. Like a lot of things happened during the summer during those protests. But I did donate, and that's one thing. Like if you didn't protest, I would hope that you help by donating, or if you help by like getting supplies for the protesters. I don't think everyone has to protest. There's other ways that you can help the cause and the movement by giving your time and allocating funds to help those who are willing to put their lives and their safety in danger in order to progress this movement that's very important. But she did fix the girl's teeth. Then we see Quad. I have a love-hate relationship with Quad because Quad really rubbed me the wrong way last season. The way she treated the ladies once she got Sister Circle, she kind of treated them like as second-rate friends when they had all really been there for her before she got on Sister Circle. And now I don't even think Sister Circle is still a thing. So it's like your show got canceled and now you're trying to like, she did basically what Nene did. She boasted about her accolades, like Nene says. She boasted about her accolades, and then she shoved her friends or tried to distance herself away from the Married to Medicine franchise when it was like, you weren't Sister Circle was not solidified. Sister Circle was on TV One. Yes, it had an audience, but it was not like Sister Circle was on a major network like Fox, or I think The View is on ABC or CBN. I don't know. I don't even think CBN is still a thing. I'm just saying, sister, you have to purchase TV One. TV One is not on like regular TV, like what's the name of it? I don't think it's a network or just regular cable. TV One is not on cable. Like, you have to purchase TV One. So for her to feel like she could push away like Simone, like the ladies, Dr. Jackie, even she did that mess even to Heavenly, and it was like, but Heavenly kept sticking up for her. But I was just like, I don't know why you sticking up for somebody who wouldn't stick up for you. Because I just feel like Quad don't be sticking up for other people the way the other women have stuck up for her. But she shows up to Dr. Heavenly's home. She off the bat being shady. We know Dr. Heavenly can't dress, but her closet is nice. I do understand there is really no point for her to have such a big closet. But like I said, she being shady for no reason, because you don't have this closet nor this home. And then we see a video. I do remember seeing this video where it was a live that Toya, Dr. Simone, and Dr. Simone and Cecil were doing. Cecil and Simone were trying to get Toya to calm down in the live, but Toya was drunk and was just going off at the mouth. Although the things that she said was true about Quad, in my opinion. Well, Quad decides to say that Toya took out $100,000 personal loan in order to get the pool in her house to be built, and that she gonna work Eugene to death, and that Toya is someone who only cares about materialistic things. Which, this is when I call BS on Quad, because Quad and Toya to me are the same in many regards. Like, Quad, you bought a car for yourself so you could flaunt your wealth in front of the ladies. You constantly are talking about fashions and things of that nature. You basically do the same thing as Toya, but you just see yourself above Toya. You think you are smarter than Toya. Same as Contessa. Contessa, that's why Contessa and Quad get along, because they look down upon Toya. Like, they don't really respect Toya. So for her to be like, Toya's just a materialistic girl, so are you. Like, you pot meat kettle. Like, you the same thing, bro. Like, I was just like, you talking about yourself, ma'am. You really are. But I think Quad trying to get back on the show because she don't really got nothing else going on except them cookbooks. And I don't think people are buying cookbooks. So, she got to do what she got to do. Toya, Eugene, Heavenly, Contessa and Jackie. So then Contessa and Jackie meets Contessa at the renovations for her doctor office. And I don't know if y'all know, I don't like Contessa. I don't really see it for Dr. Contessa. I can appreciate seeing a black woman being a doctor. I think that's wonderful. But her demeanor and her attitude is very annoying to me. Because Contessa, like Dr. Jackie said, Contessa she does too much, she doesn't listen to understand, she listens to respond. So they're talking about how she feels about Dr. Scott not really supporting her going to Meharry, which is in Tennessee. This is where I say Contessa, she's flighty. And like Dr. Jackie said, she's like an irregular heartbeat. Because when Contessa got on the season her first season, she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom because she felt like she wasn't watching her kids grow up. Then she wanted to go back to work. And then she went to school, and it's like Dr. Scott has supported you through not going to work, going back to work. He somewhat didn't really support you with going to Meharry, which I had issues with last season because I think he should have been more supportive. But I understand, like, you at home with 3 kids, it's a lot, and ain't nobody about to uproot their family for you to go to school for 2 years. And this is where I was like, she do too much, because you were all talking about wanting to be a surgeon general and stuff like that and doing public health, to now you did addiction medicine, which means you didn't do public health. You didn't do public health, because I got friends in public health that go there that are like, public health is like everything. Yes, addiction medicine is a part of public health, but for you to be pushing this whole narrative last season about like, you want to do addiction, like you want to be a surgeon general, you want to do all of this stuff, you switch too much. Like, Contessa does, like, that would annoy me. As someone that, like, I like someone to be like, I need people that have plans, and I need you to stick to the plan unless we need to defer from the plan because there's a better option. To me, Contessa just flies, like she flies at whims. Like she does not stick to things that often. But that's just me. But we end up finding out that both her and Dr. Scott aren't doing therapy. So for her to be so like on Dr. Scott, I'm like, you not doing therapy either. And Dr. Jackie had points. You can do therapy in your car on your phone now. Like you have an iPhone, you can FaceTime, or you can use apps that allow you and the doctor to communicate. I used to work with someone who used to do sign language in order to transfer money in her account with the bank. So I'm like, and it was through the phones and stuff. So I'm just kind of like, both, and then her reasoning for starting the practice is for them to like work together, which I think is a crock of doo-doo. Because I'm like, why would you work with someone that you have poor communication with already? Working together is not going to be, that's not going to really help. Like Dr. Jackie said, y'all got 3 kids, y'all both are doctors, y'all are dealing with a Panasonic. On top of that, y'all are about to work together and don't really have the best communication. So I was like, you just adding too much. You doing too much. Then we go over to Anila or whatever. We see, and well, I can do Toya. We find out that Toya and Anila are both Aries. Toya's complaining about being a stay-at-home mom and working with the kids during the Panasonic, which I understand. Being with your kids all day and then they not really doing what they need to do is a lot. Her and Eugene have been at each other because, they just need a break from one another, and there is no break because we all dealing with this crap. So I understand what she's going through. She is being, she complaining a little too much because it's not like you out here, but I understand. Then you have Anila. So I love her husband because her husband is me. His whole demeanor around her parents is the way I would be. He's a sarcastic asshole and I love it. Okay? Like, yo. So we meet her parents. We end up finding out that her dad migrated from India here. He went to Virginia Tech. Then when he went back, he was in an arranged marriage. He married their mom. They ended up having her and her sister. And then they came back here. Anila spoke to how like it was hard for her because she was the only Indian. Her and her sister were the only 2 Indians at her school. And it was like, she's not black, she's not white. And people didn't understand that there are people from India are Indians. So people were like, are you, I think she said red skin, red Indian or something disrespectful. And then what tribe are you from? Like people just being disrespectful. But then they're doing a tradition that I guess is a festival, a ceremony called, I think it's Rahi. And I actually looked it up what it is. So basically it's like a festival for brotherly and sisterly bonds. So you only so brothers and sisters only do it. And I thought it was a beautiful ceremony. Like once I read what it was about how like, you do this so you and your brothers know, like your brother and your sister know, like I'm here to protect you and look over you. So I thought that was a really nice ceremony. Also, I wonder why we never got that stuff with Mariah and Aiden. Mariah did say that they didn't want her to showcase that. So I don't know. I don't know if somebody lying or y'all just didn't do this stuff. But I thought the ceremony was cool. Dr. Kieran had me weak because when he walked into the house, he was like, I just got off of work. And my house is in disarray and I don't like it. And I said, I'm with you. They had all that stuff up at their house. Like, he was like, the food thing, cooler was open, gross. I was like, I'm with you on that. Then the mama over here asking, like, because he's a plastic surgeon, when you gonna fix me? And he was like, girl, because the way she asked it was kind of shady. And he was like, I've been a part of this family for 10 years. You should know what I do. I said, yes, mama. And then and then he looking at Anila like, why is all of this here? What is all of this? Fix it. And I'm like, I'm with you. He just wants to sit down, drink him some wine and chill. He been at work all day. And you got your house in disarray. I love him. Because he had me. Because when he says, I'm a pretty fucking calm guy. And then he was like, well, I'm not calm right now because I said it. But I'm pretty calm. I said, yo, that's me. That's me sometimes. Like I be like, I'm normally calm, but then I was just like, yo, he had me weak, and I really like him. So they're having I think it's called the Rahi. I hope I'm saying that right. And it's Simone, Contessa, Toya, and Cecil didn't come, but we have Dr. Scott, Dr. Eugene, and then everyone else's family, Anila's family. So we actually get to see the ceremony between the little kids and stuff, and it was really sweet. And then it hits the fan. So Toya's not happy that Contessa is there because Toya knows that Contessa does not respect her. And I think a lot of people were like, it can't just be about the shoes, because it was stated that Contessa wouldn't take off her shoes in Toya's home because she wanted her to take off her shoes in her home. And like Simone said in her green screen, it's more than that. It's you are like Toya feels disrespected. Like Contessa doesn't respect her. And I understand that, because I'm like, if someone asks you to take off your shoes when you come into their house, just be obliged and take off your shoes. Like, if they don't want you walking around their house with shoes, why don't you just take them off? So that means you don't, like, so I think for Toya, it's like, you don't respect me, so you don't respect my home. Then on top of that, Contessa, I got where Contessa was coming from with Anila. Like, don't worry about me and Toya's friendship. Worry about me and yours friendship. And then Contessa felt like they set her up, which I don't think they set her up. I think Anila was doing too much and kind of being annoying, trying to press the issue. But then Contessa, to me, showed her ass. Like, when she threw that napkin in her face, I was like, you're disrespectful. So now, and that's the thing I don't like about Contessa. There was no need for you to throw that napkin in her face. There was no need for you to jerk away from her mom. And I understood, like, if you don't want to be touched, I get that. Like, I get, protect your bubble. But you were doing a lot. Like, you were being mean. And I did get, like, Contessa was trying to apologize at the same time, but she was still being rude, in my opinion. Like, both her and Toya did too much, and to me, like, there was no need for that. But I just felt like when Contessa threw that napkin in Anila's face, I was like, you a dick. You're mean. Like, there was no need for you to do that. You could have just threw the napkin on the table, but for you to drop it in her face, that was disrespectful. And she wasn't even trying to disrespect you. Like, I got it. It would have been different if you would have did it to Toya, but you're doing it to somebody who's the hostess of this event, and you just came off real nasty. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like Contessa, because I feel like she looks down on the doctor's wives. And granted, I get where she's coming from. Like, I got where Toya was coming from, where she's like, I'm sick of hearing about this virus. Like, we live it every day. And I got where Contessa was coming from, where it's like, girl, I want to talk about it. Like, she's living it every day. She's closer to it because she's on the front lines. But, like, I get it. Like, sometimes you just don't want to keep constantly hearing bad stuff every day. And I just felt like it was just, both of them to me were wrong. To me, yeah, both of them just to me were wrong. Like, there was no need for all of that, in my opinion. But it's heating up. I hope the next episode is good. This one was okay. But yeah, that's it. That's all, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're having a good day, a good week, a good night. Whenever you see this, remember to be bravely authentic. And I'm out. Deuces.